Organisms need energy to live. They need it for growth, reproduction, and their metabolic processes. The energy has to come from somewhere. For most life on Earth, the sunlight is the ultimate energy source. Organisms like algae, certain types of bacteria, and plants can capture the sun's energy and convert it into food or nutrients that living cells can use. The organisms that can do such things are called autotrophs. Autotrophs are called primary producers because they are the first in the food chain. They take the energy from the sun and they turn it into energy-rich compounds that other organisms can use. Basically, they take energy from the sun that others can't eat and turn it into energy that others can eat. Next in the food chain are consumers. Animals, fungi, and a lot of bacteria cannot take energy from the sun, so they eat those who can. For example, I cannot suntan for an hour and expect to be well fed. I have to go eat the plants that can. These organisms are called heterotrophs, those that acquire energy from other organisms. In layman's terms, a living thing that needs to eat other things in order to live. I know, the words that are used to describe these organisms are quite generic. The producers produce and the consumers consume. There are different types of consumers. The first is a carnivore. They only eat meat. Herbivores only eat plants. Omnivores, like the large population of the US, eat both plants and animals. Another type of consumer is a scavenger. They consume the remains of dead organisms. Decomposers, like bacteria and fungi, chemically break down organic matter. All of these organisms are part of a food chain, which is a series of steps in which organisms transfer energy by being eaten. For example, grass consumes the sun's energy. Then the grass is consumed by a grasshopper, and the grasshopper is consumed by a shrew, who is consumed by an owl. In ecosystem, feeding relationships are much more complicated because sometimes more than one organism is eating the same source. It can turn into a mumbo-jumbo mess of arrows. This is called a food web. The last organization system is a food pyramid. Each tier of the food pyramid is called the trophic level. From one trophic level to another, an average of 10% energy is lost, most of it lost in heat. And there you go, you now know all about energy producers and consumers.